In an ultimate Ark experiment, 200 players were stranded in a single castle on a secluded island, each as a solo with only one life. There are no rules, no pre-selected teams, and no outside help. All these players knew was that when the gates opened, it would be a race to the mainland. All of the players were left alone to do whatever they wanted. Build societies, form governments, open a McDonald's or a Bob's Burgers, or even, if it comes down to it, go to war. This experiment took place for 3 hours every single day for 7 real-life days straight. I present to you the almighty 200-player civilization experiment in Ark Survival Ascended.
Come on, man!
The 200 players began rushing to try and find any way to escape the island. Day 1 was PvE, meaning no players could attack each other. However, this did not make things easy. Players would have limited rafts, and they would either need to find their own or get on someone else's. People just began running for any raft they could possibly get onto because they needed to escape. There were even players such as a man named Mr. Bean, who had started forming raft convoys to group up huge amounts of people.
Grab one of the big boats. Grab one of the big boats if we can.
We properly start day 1 by taking a look at a tribe named Blackout. They had formed all under the collective goal of wanting to build on an island named Carnivore Island. Unfortunately, a different group had already got there first, meaning they were now stuck south of the map.
They're trying to build on Carno, by the way, like in the cave.
While Blackout was establishing themselves, we find out that the group that had claimed Carno Island was called the Bean Vengers.
Land ho, boys.
They were the largest tribe on the entire server, giving them enough players to also claim the beach just north of Blackout.
Thank you forever to chop this rock.
Have you guys all moved up to the island yet?
A bunch of us are here, yeah.
This group was led by the infamous Mr. Bean, as well as his co-leader, Tactical Meat. With a total of 49 players, things were looking good for the Bean Vengers.
Bro, he's out wanting everything.
He's just out want everything, dude.
This guy just... What did you guys leave in the
It was
smithy?
just a bit of metal.
Everything?
But...
Wait,
Are you guys fucking kidding? I told you they stole from us before.
Wait, hold up. I thought it was just a stupid rustic. I don't know the smith.
Are you guys fucking serious? I told you these guys stole from us before.
Oh my lord.
Dude,
We can make a toilet, bro.
I now introduce you to a rather hectic tribe called the Goopers. They had a small total of 7 members and were led by a PvP player named Fat Albert. But unfortunately, it wasn't going too well.
The guy from the PTs is fucking stealing all our shit, dude.
Fat Albert had noticed that a player named Agent D, leader of a small group of solos nearby, had just ran over to their smithy and stolen absolutely everything inside. After Agent D had already taken nearly all of their loot, he came back for more and wasn't being very nice about it.
Bro's hopping here with the XD.
Luckily, Fat Albert and the Goopers had just managed to pull together enough resources to make themselves a lovely tree platform. It was time to move their base.
Okay, tree platform is complete.
After deciding to quickly borrow one of the pteranodons that one of his Goopers had tamed, he set out in search of a nice tree. Upon arrival, the tree platform was put down. From now on, this was the Goopers' home. A stone 2x1 on a wobbly tree platform about 100 meters up in the air, surrounded by refining forges. They had also made the wise decision of taming many pteranodons, because really, it was the only way up. Although, I guess they could always try climbing the ladder. Having just a few minutes where they weren't being stolen from, the Goopers could get to work and start making themselves some armor.
We need to just get ready for tomorrow's PvP. There's gonna be a fucking fight with these guys.
We now go to a really unorganized group named Police. Their ambitious plan was to enforce rules on the server.
Why are we building here and not on the opposite cliff? The opposite cliff only has 2 bridges.
They were the second largest tribe on the entire server, with a total of 36 members, only 13 less than the Bean Vengers. But they had no leader and were spread all around the map. This is the United States of America, a team of 23 players set up just over the hill from Police. Their plan was to establish an oil monopoly, but before they could get started, America wanted to claim a cave that Police was also going for. Back over on Carno Island, the mood was turbulent, because the Bean Vengers had heard that Blackout was not very happy about the Beans taking their original base location.
Blackout is just up the mountain from where we had our beach base.
For the duration of day 1, Blackout was basically forced to move up the mountain and build some sort of settlement. This was of course because of the ongoing presence of the Bean Vengers. It wasn't long before night started to fall, and one of the Blackout members decided to give us a little speech.
Alright, how we doing today, guys? Everybody doing good? I'm not gonna get up here and I'm not gonna promise all these things, but I will tell you what we're gonna do. We are going player by player. Every single person on this map will be destroyed.
What?
Listen, we haven't lost a single person yet, and I think with strong leadership, we won't lose a single person this whole entire event. I think we have a leader. All right, as my first act of business, I will appoint Serpent and Swanky as my 2 councilmen.
Congratulations.
And with that, day 1 draws to a close. With PvE still active, tribes had built, gathered and prepared in relative safety. As the server now shut down and all the players logged off, it was clear this quiet wouldn't last. As on day 2, PvP would be enabled. PvP was now enabled, and the Goopers wasted no time. A solo player had already flown up to their base and made a bold attempt to steal even more of their loot.
Women in back, it's Agent D.
Oh, he's DC'd, he DC'd, kill him.
Oh,
he's not
DC'd.
dead, he fucking DC'd, kill him.
Agent D, the exact same solo that from yesterday had been stealing straight from the Goopers, had just wandered all by himself directly into the Gooper base.
Guys, his RG's flying away. Everyone come over here and fucking start beating on it.
After killing Agent D and his Argentavis, the Goopers rushed back to their base to begin fortifying. They needed to begin upgrading their defenses, so Fat Albert got to work on crafting auto turrets and a little bit of ammo.
Bro, Strad.
Neon green.
Alright guys, turret number 2 is up.
Auto turrets. Once placed and filled with ammo, these machines would automatically lock onto and fire at any enemy who dared to go within its range. With only 8 bullets loaded in each, they wouldn't last for long, but it was better than nothing. Although the base was now secure, the redwoods were not.
There's a kid on me. He's wearing.
That's...
Oh, he's wearing fur. I've got him. I'm bringing to the base.
500 meters out, I'm on the way.
A Gooper had found another solo and Fat Albert was rushing to intercept.
See him. That ping's on the guy. He's like parachuting. Yeah.
On the floor.
Guys, watch out. He's right next to you guys.
I'm like the what?
I got him.
He had managed to pick the solo using the RG.
Right here. I'm literally right next to you guys.
Fat Albert then dropped him, leaving Lou and Palander to finish him off.
Guys, kill this.
Too easy.
The Goopers had then located the final solos and taken them down.
My stamina's pretty good. Oh, let's go.
Finally, they had dealt with every lone thief that had harassed them in the early game. With the solos gone, the Goopers now held complete control over the redwoods. I had also just discovered that Fat Albert had made a verbal alliance with the Bean Vengers. The United States of America were also rallying their troops to move down to that cave.
All right, I'm just gonna rally everything, all animals, and let's all go out in a blaze of glory if this is it. Whatever animals you got, follow me. We're going up to the cave.
Police were not going to let America take this cave easily, so foot combat begun. But the Americans were a lot more skilled.
I'm glitched as fuck, bro. What is this?
While the police swung hatchets with little effect, the Americans exploited a key advantage: torches. Torches burned straight through flak armor, giving them an edge and allowing them to cut through unskilled police members with ease.
I'm picked.
I'm almost dead. I'm dead. I'm picked.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Game.
Damn it.
After killing a massive amount of police members and more than halving their entire tribe, America had been able to claim this PvP cave. They could now establish a proper stronghold, and in due time set up their American oil refinery. We now move to the Bean Vengers, who were setting up very, very nicely. They had structures absolutely everywhere, and their team was dedicated to building a real civilization. Their official leaders were Mr. Bean and Tactical Meat, but they also wanted to elect a council.
Beans and glory.
Beans and glory. The Bean Vengers had some really charismatic players, so I was interested to see this election. However, before it could begin,
Wait.
We just got fucking blown up. What the fuck?
Nice fucking try, though.
They're shooting rockets. Move.
Nice fucking try, you weirdo.
one of their own Bean Venger players had planted C4 before the election and just blown it up. He was now running for his life, trying to escape through one of the gates. As he was leaving, a Bean Venger on the RG kept hitting his flak, meaning it was now broken. And this player had no scuba gear, so he couldn't retreat through the water. Then, a Bean Venger on a mammoth had picked him.
Kill him.
Kill him. He's killable now. 2 up for us.
With absolutely no escape. Now that the Bean Vengers had killed this traitor, they could begin getting ready again for their election. Blackout had been busy. Earlier on, they shifted their base from the mountain opposite Kano Island all the way into the snow biome. And of course, this was very intentional. You see, Blackout absolutely despises the Bean Vengers, but with such a massive gap in numbers, a direct fight was nearly impossible. Blackout would have to take another path, one that they've been quietly planning for some time.
Right, Serpent, can you try and see if you can get in touch with your spy, see if this is all you can do at the minute?
The man with the rocket launcher who tried to sabotage the Bean election was in fact a Blackout spy. He was planted in the earliest days of the Bean's rise. But he wasn't alone. There were two of them. While the first was clearly exposed and killed during the election, the second remains hidden, waiting in silence. If Blackout decides to make the move and the time is right, he will strike. It had seemed that two of the Goopers were on the move. Fat Albert and Lou had left the redwoods and moved up north to the snow. Together, they were going out in search for silica pearls, a resource required to make turrets.
We don't know who the fuck no
Oh shit. Albert, can you come back to me? I'm fucking DC'd.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, fine.
While Albert was getting pearls underwater, Lou's game had crashed, leaving him unconscious on the ground and extremely vulnerable, and the situation worsened.
Oh no, there's a guy with an RG coming. This is so ass.
At the worst time possible, a Blackout player on an Argentavis was approaching, but this was much slower and less agile than the Pteranodon that Albert was riding. But if an RG grabbed you with its claws, you would be in trouble. Realistically, it should be very easy for Albert to take down this enemy, but it's a bit more complicated when Lou's unconscious body is on the floor.
Lou, can you get back in quick, bro? Oh, and he's trying to fucking beef with me. That's really good. And he's killing Lou's knocked out body. That's awesome, dude.
It seemed that this Blackout player wasn't even trying to fight Fat Albert. He was simply going for Lou's unconscious and defenseless body.
This kid is such a fucking loser. Lou, you gotta log back in quick. I'm like actively fighting this guy.
Lou was trying to log back on, but his health started to get really, really low.
I'm in. I'm shielding.
Okay.
I don't know
Get
what's going on.
on the PT. Get on the PT. Let's go. Alright, fly up, fly.
Albert had managed to hold them off for just long enough for Lou to make it back. Fighting so far from allies and so close to enemy territory had been risky. But the Goopers lived by one rule: no man left behind. With the danger finally past, they could at last turn their focus back to the pearls they had come so far to claim. The Bean Vengers election had started, and the first up on stage is the one, the only, Shoulder Man.
My name is Smithy, also known as Shoulder Guy, because my shoulders are big and I am a guy. I have worked with shoulders to support the whole tribe. Do that crafting, getting that ghillie, getting all this flak, getting the gun, the ammo, and the gunpowder, and all that stuff. We're going to get turrets online soon. The other tribes, they can try and kill us, but it's just not going to work. Because we're built different. It's all glory.
Shoulder Man appealed to the crowd, and he was now the lead speecherer. Anyway, next up is the head of Foreign Affairs, and this is Jad.
So hi, I'm Jad. I am an experienced leader. I have led multiple million tribes. I have a plan all set out on how to get all the materials that we need. As far as we know, everyone's against us.
While Jad was giving his speech, someone was looking very closely at his leggings for some reason.
We are the Bean Vengers under the flag of Mr. V.
Give it up for Jad, guys.
I love it.
Yeah.
Jad's words were filled with conviction, and he was appointed the head of Foreign Affairs. But next up, we have a motivational speaker.
My fellow warriors, my champions, my men. We are the biggest tribe, but to be the strongest tribe, we need good tames.
Cool.
Yeah, that was
kind
the
of
6
cool.
people. Wow.
But you should be.
Hey, you got my vote.
Subscribe for more beans and glory.
I think you guys can make Mr. Beanie Boy over here pretty happy if you just comment beans and glory. Now it was time to check in on America. Living quietly inside their cave, they had already managed to set up a few solid turrets and craft an impressive crafting station in the heart of the base. America worked as a collective rather than under a single leader, and it seemed this system actually made them highly productive. I had even found out that they had begun talks of relations with Blackout, perhaps such talks of starting an alliance. And with that, day 2 comes to an end. We begin day 3, where spirits are running high at McDonald's. This is a tiny group of only 3 players, and they had set themselves up on the south of the map. Coincidentally, they had also allianced, of course, with America. But as we all know, a good restaurant must have its rivals. Welcome to Bob's Burgers, the self-proclaimed finest food establishment on the map. They too had made an alliance, but it was with the Bean Vengers. Talking of the Bean Vengers, we go over to them, because the main militia group was just ordered over to the shore. There was a mysterious raft circling very close to Kano Island. It turned out it was actually a duo called the Royal Navy. They were simply doing some exploring, but the Beans weren't messing around. They wanted to sink this Royal Navy boat.
We'd like to know if you would like to surrender and offer us a tribute, and we'll let you go.
Dude, I would shit on you. Y'all are trash.
There is 11 of us outside.
I don't give a fuck.
It seemed that the British Navy really didn't care about how many Beans were against them. In fact, the guy driving the boat had absolute balls of steel. Anyway, the Bean Vengers would now begin their seizure, but as the Beans moved in by air on Pteranodons, one of the British Navy players had swam out the bottom of the raft to pick up his Basilo and swim it back towards the Beans. This turned out to be a very good move, because multiple of the Bean players were either standing on the ramp or even in the water. The few players on top of the raft managed to escape by air, but unfortunately, Tactical Meat was killed in the onslaught. He was the co-leader of the entire Bean Vengers, and he had just been executed by a tribe of only 2 British Navy players. This was not good, and it was an embarrassment to the Beans. Back over in the Redwoods, Fat Albert had called for all of the Goopers to move out west in search of Ty. He was being ambushed and needed help.
Ty's in trouble, guys.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're going.
Alright, Ty, listen, we're coming to pick you up, buddy.
Far from base, Ty had been ambushed and his Pterodon destroyed. With an odd number of Goopers, not everyone could move in pairs, and Ty ended up isolated with no escape left. Still, there was no chance in hell the Goopers were going to let him die alone. Fat Albert rallied the entire team and launched a rescue mission. They would need to be fast. Ty could die at any moment.
Level 100.
Yeah, I see that ravine base.
Guys, come on, I give him a ping.
Upon arrival, it was clear to Albert that more mysterious players were closing in.
Guys, I don't like this situation. I'm going to pick Ty up. Let's go home.
Goose, Pallander, and Lou were given the job of trying to distract these players, while Albert was forced to land for stamina. Then, he went down for Ty.
Luckily, shit, the game was on my
I'm letting it back. I'm following.
Okay, I got Ty. Is everyone safe to pull out?
Yeah.
Alright, everyone get the fuck out of here.
The Gooper evacuation mission was successful. They had evac Ty out of the danger zone and now got him back to base, safe and sound. But there was no time for rest. PvP continued because a Gooper called Pallander down south had just been picked by 2 Americans.
I'm fucking shotgunning in his ass. How you like that?
By shooting him with a shotgun, Pallander was just able to get out of the enemy Pteranodon's pick, and then Lou had managed to pick one of the Americans. Before long, the American himself had managed to get out, but now it was Albert that had people tailing him.
His buddy just tried to. His buddy's here on a PT.
Someone used shotgun. Who's shotgun? Who's shotgun?
Albert was picked. This was bad.
Like that little champ.
Can you bowl it?
Oh, I killed his PT.
By using his shotgun, Albert had managed to escape and parachute down towards the ground.
Oh fuck! Sorry, Goose.
He's dead. I heard him die from fall damage.
Is he?
You fucking idiot.
Let's go.
The same American player who had picked Albert didn't have a parachute, and the Goopers were now left with his body. Back over at Blackout's base, Swanky, Triple, and Serpent, the main leaders of Blackout, had decided to have a meeting to consult about the awful day that they had just had. It was bad news.
First of all, let's decompress on what we've done today.
We've lost 50% of our men and we lost our leader to Bean.
Earlier today, Blackout's leader was assassinated outside their base by the Bean Vengers. And yes, the Beans had killed even more.
Well, I think we need to use our inside man to get a bit of extra scoop on what their plan is.
Although Blackout had taken a heavy hit on the numbers side, by using their spy, they had been siphoning loot from the Bean Vengers for all of the previous days.
Yeah, gather intel, play the slow game.
Yeah, we're playing slow because we just have too many enemies right now, and we know that Bean still has a shit ton of people.
I know America has been frequently scouting us. I know we discussed being allied with them, but it does.
We've got an official alliance now. I've broken it.
Swanky Orc from Blackout had went over to America and formed a strong alliance. As a team, Blackout was playing chess, while everyone else was playing checkers. We begin day 4 over at the Goopers tree base inside of the Redwoods. You'll find that the Goopers are up to something rather interesting. They had found and were now trying to tame a Rhinoganthia, the most overpowered flyer on the entire map. It was like a stealth helicopter that could pick up T-Rexes. The big question really was, would these Goopers be able to tame this Rhinoganthia?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it should do the spinning thing.
Alright, Donkey, don't get closer.
Well, what happened to the fucking...
There we go.
You pregnant?
I don't think so.
He missed.
It missed.
He hit the box instead. Move up.
I'm gonna move it. Donkey, can you move back?
Didn't
I told you like fucking a minute beforehand, bro.
Okay, a minute. Even that is pretty greasy. Okay, I dropped it there.
Jeez. Oh, why'd he move like that?
Right here.
Hold on, I'm claiming.
After they had finally finished faffing about, the Goopers had a baby Rhinoganthia. All they would have to do now is wait for it to grow up and turn into an adult. Before this could happen, 3 Goopers revealed that they were being jumped by multiple mysterious players.
Uh-oh. Oh, kill me, everyone. He's on me. He's trying to pick me.
I'm coming. Get out of here. Just pull it out.
I'm dead.
Oh my God.
Goose was dead. The Goopers had just taken their first casualty. Goose was killed by a tribe the Goopers knew well, but in that moment didn't realize it was them. To make things even worse, it happened in the lowest way possible. An enemy group slipped into the forest, searching for the thickest bush they could find. Inside, they hid a nest of auto turrets. You see, auto turrets don't care about foliage, and with enough of them, you're dead before you even realize what's happening. Killed by something you couldn't see and had no time to react to. Everyone on the server knew that this was a viable strategy, and one that was brutally effective, but nobody was willing to sink that low. Nobody except these guys. The worst part is that the only way to destroy these turrets is to walk right up to them and place C4 directly on top of them. But it's not like the Goopers could go searching. Fat Albert's only real choice was to retreat. And in that process, Ty had been shot and killed by one of these turrets that he couldn't even see. They had made it all the way to day 4 with no Gooper deaths. Now they had just lost 2 in 1 minute. However, there was no time for rest. Lou was being jumped by more of these players and Fat Albert was rushing in to save him. They couldn't lose another Gooper.
They bored me.
Oh my god.
No!
Did Lou just die?
Fuck, dude. Alright, I gotta fuck.
He had been too late. Lou was dead. Everyone who ventured outside of the redwoods was killed, and the weight of it crushed Albert. 3 Goopers just like that lost in a single outing. To bring things down more, as Albert flew home, he came to a sickening realization. This was the Bean Vengers. The very people meant to be their allies had just killed nearly half of their group. Worse still, Albert realized that the ambush the day before, the one where they had rescued Ty, that too had been Bean Vengers. From the beginning, the Bean Vengers had been committing war crimes everywhere. From brutally killing Blackout's leader and murdering half of their team, to even now raiding McDonald's just because they were allied with America. The Bean Vengers had to be taken down, but how on earth would it be possible?
You do not need a heroin overdose, dude. Come on. Okay.
Oh my lord. No.
That's really good acting.
No,
Alright, well, there's 3 of us, guys.
Unfortunately, with morale lowering, Donkey committed suicide by eating polymer. There was now only 3 Goopers left. It was looking tough, but the Goopers weren't going to give up. We begin day 5, where I found out that Fat Albert had made a plan. The Goopers would form a combined anti-Bean coalition. The first step was to attempt to convince the other groups.
I think what Beans did yesterday was kind of corny because 2 of my guys died to that, even though we're supposed to be allied. So I've come to talk to you today about the possibility of an anti-Bean coalition, but all we're asking is that we just make an effort to focus on Beans, because they have about fucking 20 guys, and there's only about 40 left on the server. They're like half.
Sounds good.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll add you to like a group, like Discord.
Every single one of these groups agreed. The Anti-Bean Coalition now had a total player count of 27 men, only 2 less than the Bean Vengers. Now these odds may sound reasonably fair, but remember, this is a coalition of multiple tribes against one organized team. And if you add in the fact that many of these teams don't have as much hatred towards the Bean Vengers as the Goopers do, it was clear to see that all these groups may not give the effort needed to take down the Beans. Luckily, Fat Albert had taken this into account.
People chasing me.
Albert's plan was to martyr himself while fighting the Beans.
I picked him. I got picked.
By doing this, he could show the Goopers utter loyalty to the Coalition's cause.
I'm bored.
Fuck, okay, I'm coming.
That would then be used to inspire all of the other members of all of the Coalition's groups.
We're still neutral on our shit, so it helps you.
But of course, there is no way these two Goopers were going down without a fight. Albert was backed up by RBZ, a very experienced PvPer.
Gas grenades is just narcos. Fucking cornball, dude.
The Beans, having less skill, had resorted to narcotic grenades, another rather scummy tactic.
I don't have any fucking stems on me. Oh my
Come on, man.
RBZ had just been knocked out, and now Albert was left to defend his body. Being the type of players they were, the Beans were going for RBZ's unconscious body. Albert was then picked and brought up into the air.
Fucking die.
He could seriously die here, but Albert had just managed to escape by using his shotgun to get out of the PT.
Some guys picking me. Some guys pick.
A player was shooting RBZ's unconscious body.
I can't fucking ping. Right here.
He was starting to get low.
Nathia, fucking help us out here. How long till you're awake?
With a high torpidity timer, it would be a while before RBZ was back up.
Dude, my shotguns are not registering, bro.
For the time being, Fat Albert would have to try and fend for himself. The two had been split up, and now Albert was picked again. This time, they were bringing him out of the woods.
Fuck, he's on my body.
Come on, grapple. What the fuck is this grapple? Dude, I'm gonna die to turrets. This is so
I got
ass.
killed by Halo, that same fucker.
RBZ was killed, and Albert was being pummeled by turrets. In the heat of the moment, he had ran inside of their raft.
Yeah, fuck you.
Then he had turned off their generator, disabling the turrets. Soon after, running outside and planting C4.
Blowing up bullshit.
He initiated the detonation, but it broke his armor. Plus, the generator still wasn't destroyed.
Shoot.
But he wasn't giving up. He was picked by an incoming Pteranodon and dragged up into the air. Then one of the Beans turned the turrets back on.
I'm dead. They put the turrets back.
And that was the end of Fat Albert. He had valiantly martyred himself to show the loyalty towards the Alliance. There was now only one Gooper left. His name was Palander, and he would make sure to spread the word of Albert's martyr. As Palander got to work, we moved to Bob's Burgers, where America had arrived to get revenge via proxy. On day 3, Bob had alliance with the Bean Vengers. Only shortly after was McDonald's fully raided by the Beans, and both members killed.
If somebody's gonna sell burgers, it's gonna be us, alright?
Even though it looked suspicious, Bob had never organized that raid. It was simply the Bean Vengers going out for more and more blood.
Oh wait, I think I found Bob. He's over here. Yep, that's Bob himself.
Bob and his friends were innocent, but they were now being individually hunted down and slaughtered by America.
Down here. Right, he's like right there.
Because of the war crimes, aggression, and bad behavior from one group, innocent people have to suffer.
Oh, I see him. I see him. He doesn't know I have flippers.
Is he in the water?
Oh, he's right here. Come here, Bob. Come here, Bob. He's dead. Bob is dead.
Oh, we got him.
The end of Bob.
Welcome to Day 6. We begin today with a brief analysis. As we know, the Bean Vengers had established their main fortress upon Kano Island. Within this island stood their central base, ringed with Plant X species, an automated defense system that made any direct assault nearly impossible. To make matters worse, the island's perimeter was bristled with watchtowers. In short, their stronghold was practically impenetrable. However, this was no problem. The Coalition was going to fight fire with fire. Every single member tribe had just built themselves a lovely turret raft. This was pretty much just a boat armed with a lot of turrets. Overpowered, very cheap, and downright underhanded. Exactly what the Beans deserved. Straight outside Kano Island, mysterious mines were appearing in the water. A tribe that had really been pushed to the back appeared. Police, with only 2 players, were the first to begin the siege. For the time being, police had one task: move around the Beans Island, gather valuable intel, and cause as much disturbance as possible. Blowing up towers, blowing up walls, putting mines in front of boats, or even sniping lone dinosaurs. Their aim was to be a pain.
Is the tower down? Tower's down.
Police had now destroyed the most outer main Bean watchtower. It was a good time to start moving in and blowing up their boats.
Alright, that's demolished a bit.
You see, there's one big problem with C4 and rockets. They are incredibly loud. And yes, the Bean Vengers were on police, like a cat on a mouse.
All set. Deep on top of you guys. I'm sorry.
Chicken body. What happened? Yeah, he's a convict by an RG. Oh, he's still alive, you know.
Chicken had just managed to escape, but then as he was heading down, he was picked by a PT.
Oh, rep chicken, boys. Rep chicken. Chicken's gone. No. Oh, chicken's gone.
Just drop him. Duck, drop him.
There we go.
Chicken was brutally annihilated by Duck using Bean Venger turrets. The other police member ran to the door to try and explode it, but turrets got him.
I died. He fucked me. Oh, I had that so bad. I died. I absolutely blew myself up and I got beat.
Take a very close look at the Beam Venger's base. They have a sheer ridiculous number of tames. Stegosauruses, Therazinos, Dinosuchuses, and even Gigas. It was unbelievable. The question is, can the Coalition really go against them? Well, Blackout seems to say that they can, as they go by a certain quote, "From within shall come the hand that strikes the mightiest down."
Explosives.
Wait.
Back up base.
Oh, shit.
Indeed, Blackout did have an inside hand, because their spy had just blown up all of the critical infrastructure the Beam Vengers so needed to defend. Then he had got away.
Somebody unclaimed the Giga.
Somebody unclaimed the Giga?
I think this.
Guys, I'm checking who unclaimed the Giga.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
good.
Johnny's saying Jeb.
Chad unclaimed the Giga.
Jad.
What's his name? Jad in here.
Jad is not in chat.
Jad did not wait around to talk, because he had just blown up turrets, plantex, generators, storages, and even key defensive positions. Jad had been the exact same spy who was ransacking the Beam Venger's base from day one, taking ammo, eggs, and everything. He had gained political power within the group and even fully orchestrated the election explosions.
So hi, I'm Jad. I am an experienced leader.
Jad had even gone as far as to make offshore crafting rigs to ensure that he could make rockets and C4 with no detection. This was the perfect time for the Coalition to move in. Communicating with Blackout, Jad had done his job perfectly.
Wait, so what exactly did he do to him?
He's blown up all of their turrets. And he's still alive.
Blackout, America, McDonald's, the Royal Navy, and the last lone Gooper were all showing up in force. Meanwhile, the Beam Vengers were in complete shock. Extremely disorganized and very confused, they would have to reorganize before it was too late. The main gates had been blown, and the Coalition begun to push in.
Tell something.
They're rocking.
Kill my bird.
Go back. Get back on the gate.
With no turrets, no plantex, and most importantly, no time to respond, the beams were forced to pull back. By working together, there is a chance that this anti-beam coalition could really be successful. It wouldn't be easy, but there is a chance. The beans started to send out Stegosauruses in hopes of soaking the bullets, but it wasn't working. There were too many rafts and they were dealing immense damage.
Don't shoot. Bird's dead.
As more and more Beam Vengers moved in, their deaths started to pile up, one on top of the other. The outlook was clear. Everyone in this grand battle could see that the Coalition was winning. Although, the Beans had one final move, charging every single one of their tames straight towards the rafts. This play would be all or nothing, but with the sheer number of tames that these Beans have, they were confident it would work. Regardless, the order was given and everyone and everything moved forward.
They're whistling everything into our base. Put everything in our base.
Oh shit, what the fuck?
Whistling all their stuff into our base. All their tames are coming. What
the? Oh shit, I think they're going for like a final push here or something.
What the fuck? We should have an
Yeah, they'd be joking. Oh my lord. Oh, yes, you can.
Listen, cannonball. Hit it right in the head.
Oh yeah, let me...
I hit the Giga for 900.
The second any tame or its rider entered the kill zone, they were obliterated instantly. It was a swift, ruthless fight, and the turret rafts had delivered exactly as planned, giving the Beam Vengers a brutal taste of their own medicine. The battle was coming to an end, and there was no doubt who had won. Day 7 marks the finale. With the Coalition securing victory, they now moved off into the horizon on their rafts. But just before we finish, a quick word from a familiar face.
Hi YouTube,
Fat Albert here. I died for the Anti-Bean Coalition, and in the end, we won. I think that's worthy of some respect, at least. So listen, Mr. Smart Guy's got a Patreon, and from what I know, that's what makes these videos possible to produce. And pretty much, we get perks and change the course of these videos from the outside. It's like a big council. For Rex, it's just $3. Early access to all the videos, daily behind the scenes, Discord perks, cheap, easy, and you're basically in the war room. For Giga, it's $7. Guaranteed slot in all Civilization events, no sign-up stress, you're just auto-added. Plus subscriber-only mini-events. Capture the flag, manhunts, stuff the public never touches. For Titan, it's only $15. You don't just get in, you drag a mate with you in for free. You play in Mr. Smart Guy's tribe, get private DMs. Titan calls every month, and your name in the credits. That's main character treatment.
Thank you, Mr. Fat Albert. The link to join is just below, first line in the description and the pinned comment. Click now and become one of my Patreon members. Thank you.